Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Felix, and we're inspired to talk. So welcome to our first video, and today we're going to talk about integration, aren't we, Tom?
Yeah, that definitely is the purpose of today's very brief video. We go to quite an international university, Exeter.
Definitely, yeah.
And there are lots of Chinese people, a lot of Japanese people, a lot of Hong Kong people, a lot of Indian people. Not so much American and Australian, but yeah, there's a lot of diversity.
So yeah, Tom, I understand you study business, and there's so many cultures in the business school, isn't there? How do you think of that?
Yeah, there definitely is a lot of cultures. But what really strikes me is when I go into an accounting class or an auditing class in the business school, I see so many Asian people, and they're just so separated from the English people. And I ask myself, why? Are they uncomfortable to be in my presence? Are they intimidated by me? Is there a communication barrier? Is their English not good enough for them to have the confidence to come up and speak to me? I'm always someone who likes to go up and speak to new people, which is how actually we met. Yeah. He was the first person I met at university, interestingly.
Tom was the first person, and I think we first talked about Manchester United, right? That was the first topic.
Yeah.
Really.
I think a great way to break the barrier between two people who are from different backgrounds is to try and find something that you have in common. I know it's very difficult because you do come from different backgrounds, but we live in a globalised world. So talking about Manchester United, that can be something that...
Very global.
Yeah, that breaks those barriers and can ultimately help you to become good friends like Felix and I are now.
Yeah, what's really interesting is our house, we have a 5-man house, actually, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm the only Asian here. And being the only Asian, it's quite interesting. There's an interesting dynamic in the house, isn't there?
Yeah, there definitely is. Felix and I get on very well, and he's definitely someone who's very interesting. Because he's very Western American, as you can probably tell from the way he speaks, but obviously he maintains a lot of Chinese, Hong Kong cultural things, cultural differences, and I find it fascinating to speak to him about his family history.
Yeah, definitely. I think because we come from so different cultures, but the thing is, we have English as a platform for us to communicate, and it really, is the burning question here, and I think a question to our viewers as well. What is your view on integration? What do you think is the problem, not just in uni environments, but of people, sticking to their own cultures and not really reaching out that extra step? Because we see in uni, we see in households that just Chinese people will live with Chinese people, English people will live with English people, and there's very rarely a situation like us where, we're in the same environment but we're from different cultures.
Yeah, you look around university campus and you see Asian people, if you don't mind me using that term, in clusters, and they're just not integrating at all, and it's just really frustrating. Because
but I have a point here, and it's not just the fault of Asian people. I think it's the fault of both parties to really kind of understand each other, and I think it's sometimes misunderstood that it's just the fault of the foreign students, because they're really struggling to enter into this environment and fit in.
Yeah, it's definitely a two-way problem. Asians need to make the effort. English and other white people need to make the effort. That's the only way that people can become truly integrated at university. And what really annoys me is that there aren't actually any really truly international societies at Exeter. No. I think you have a society called the International Society or something like that, but it's just people from Asia, from 5 or 6 Asian countries. That's not international. That's just continental. It's
very continental, and it doesn't really, have a lot of English people in them. So, the concept of international is for everyone, and when it doesn't include many people, different, cultures, it's a bit weird. But the question is, what is your view on integration, everyone? Have you guys experienced the bridging of cultures, or of different cultures melting? Like the melting pot. So I think this is the question we have to ask you guys, and maybe next week we'll talk about something different.
We'll definitely talk about something different. We want to raise lots of topical issues. We want to talk about basic things like integration, and then move on to things like are people misunderstood?
Yeah, that's why we're here, right? To really investigate these things. So
we just want to investigate as many issues as possible and just inspire you to talk to your friends, to us, to people around the world, and just enjoy life, really.
Yeah, so guys, be inspired to talk just like us. Thank you.